Hello, this is Vulturefire, and I wanted to record a quick video. It's Christmas for me, and it seemed like a fun thing to do a Breach Wanderers character tier list. It's a bit of a weird thing that's different from my normal stuff that I make. So I'm going to go through characters in the order that they are sort of in the game. So it's Rowden's first, Naima is last, and just sort them into different tiers from S, A, B, C, and then just F as the last one. So to sort of define tiers here, S tier characters are capable of doing basically anything. I think they're very good and powerful and can solve your problems. A are decent, but there's at least like one or two misgivings I have. B are fine, but maybe need some help. C are not great, and I'm not sure there's a good reason to use them. And F, I think you're just like busted and you should never use them. So start with Rowden. I think S tier pretty easily. Like the ability to free stuff is incredibly powerful. The fact that Rowden can just stop enemies from doing things, and it has a lot of other flexibility as well. You know, he gets extra mana, he gets extra cards, he gets free growth. Makes Rowden just a pretty solid all-around character with no real weaknesses. So I think that like putting him in S tier makes a lot of sense. So next up, that puts Marley. And so this is not the tier she's in. I'm just like putting her here so I can talk about her. And so Marley's whole thing is hidden. And so especially after the rework, hidden is a lot easier to maintain. And hidden lets you just completely ignore so much of what enemies do, which is incredibly good. I think Marley is very strong. Like, she's a character that I don't personally get along that well with, but she can do so much. Similar like how Rowden just like freezes enemies to ignore them. Marley just like sets up evasion, just like doesn't care what enemies are doing, and that's really great. So I think she probably belongs in S tier as well, along with Rowden. Next up, Salon. So Salon is sort of a tanky character-ish. Armor Up in particular and Defensive Mod are two very good defensive cards. Serene's Figure got kind of nerfed out of existence, which takes that away from him. But getting those cannons every turn is really useful. So like he has a very good level 1 passive. His level 10 passive is also like bonus cannons, which is so great. And then level 7 passive just gives you some extra AoE. Especially with the changes recently to like charging focus. I like Salon a lot more on the most recent patch because of the changes to some of his problem cards like charging focus and like crossbow strike changed a couple patches ago, but I like it a lot more now. So yeah, I think Salon pretty easily S tier. I think we put him between those two. I mean, like, there's no point in even like pretending otherwise. And it is the best character. She's going to S tier. Tools are incredible. Especially like previously, she was a character like Inna is so good that at a point where she had like 3 character cards that didn't suck, she was still in contention for the best character. And now I don't think any of our character cards suck. So that's a heck of an upgrade. So the fact that she's still basically all the old things that used to be good about her are still good. And then a lot of things about her that used to be bad are now also good. Easily top tier, easily first place S tier character. So next up, Drophus. So Drophus, I think, is probably one of the most straightforward characters to win with. Like, you just put in damage, you put in heal, and you're just going to slam things until your problems go away. Drophus is in some ways complicated because you do have to manage like the health and the versus your damage up, but in a very real way, I think Drophus is the most straightforward character. Just like a sledgehammer that you can swing at the enemies and watch them all fall down. So because of that, I think she does belong in S tier just because like that is how good she is at just knocking problems down without thinking. Now, my boy has suffered a lot. He doesn't do as well into idols as I would like, but he absolutely, especially like the Fiery Recovery decks. I think Fiery Recovery on its own, like I don't think I've shown enough a Fiery Recovery deck on my channel, but I've seen Zebo and Hamid do amazing things with Khaitan Fiery Recovery, And Zebo in particular can use that to just like knock down S6 rush mode, which is a real challenge. So in honor of that, I think that K'Ton also belongs in S tier. Paladin. There was a time where I thought Paladin was one of the strongest characters in the game, or I thought Paladin was the strongest character in the game. I don't really think that anymore. I think idols are harder on Paladin than they are on like Inno or Salon or Naema. But Paladin still has a lot of options, and the fact that Paladin's level 10 is still like a scaling way to get extra damage and status, and the fact that Paladin just like naturally can stack a ton of sturdy basically for free. Because of all those reasons, I think S tier probably. I think we put him in front of K'Ton. Shrew, absolutely still, like, even after the nerfs, I think Shrew is still undisputed the best aggro character. Like, if you want to turn one kill every single fight in the run, you cannot beat Rue for that. And like the Shade Summoning is still very powerful. The Bleed Rue is still an incredibly strong, powerful deck. Like, it got nerfed a bunch and it's still very good. Yeah, Rue, absolutely S tier. Don't even really have to argue about that. And then Naema, the newest character. Took me a while to get used to using Naema, and some cards had to change. But with where Naema is at right now, she is just outstanding. I think she's like the second best character after Inna. Has a lot of flexibility. Resonating Blast, which was a fun deck, that unfortunately is currently kind of nerfed into the ground. But she still has a lot of other decks that she can play. She's great at dirtling. She's great at mid-range. She's an all-around fantastic character. So I think I'm going to put her in S tier as well. So that is my Breach Wanderers character tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. Leave a comment if you disagree for some reason. I can't imagine why you would, but if for some reason you did disagree, let me know. That's going to be it for now. I will see you next time. Toodles.